Yo, what's good, guys? It's your boy Dom back with another reaction. This video is a top 10 horror movies everyone needs to watch at least once by Watch Mojo. This is actually one of my favorite channels. Link down in the description, like every single one. And we're gonna sit back. I'm gonna give y'all my opinions on what they think, and I might even give y'all a couple that's not on here that I think y'all need to watch. With me right now, I got some water. I'm not gonna pick it up right now. I got some chicken nuggets. I got some Chick-fil-A sauce in a Dixie cup. And we're gonna chill and we're gonna watch this video. Let's get right into it.
Just the essentials. Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're
28
counting
days
down our
later.
picks for the top 10 horror movies everyone needs to watch once.
Hello!
Hello? Anybody there?
For this list, we're looking at the most
The
important
Shining?
horror films that anyone with even a passing interest in the genre must check out. If you like what you're hearing, be sure to check out the full song at the link below.
Okay. Rocky Rolling. Okay. Look at that white boy fro.
Number 10, Halloween. John Carpenter's seminal
Number
horror
10.
film that may seem dated when compared to today's more
Okay.
violent and blood-soaked slashers, but it is absolutely required viewing.
I met him 15 years ago. I was told there was nothing left. No reason, no conscience, no understanding, and even the most rudimentary sense of life or death, of good or evil, right or wrong.
This is in my
Like
top
all great
5.
slashers, the story is simple. A group
put
of
it on number
teenagers is stalked
10.
and
I
systematically
gotta see the other
killed by the
9 now.
masked Michael Myers on Halloween night.
I thought this was essential. Like, you got to watch
Myers
this.
is perhaps the most iconic slasher in movie history, and Jamie Lee Curtis makes her brilliant debut as young Laurie Strode. The movie does a lot with a little, generating scares out of a distant figure staring at the characters
Agreed.
and various creepy music cues. You can ignore the numerous sequels, but you can't ignore the 1978
dope scene.
classic. Number 9, Alien. When it comes to space horror,
Okay,
it doesn't get much better than
okay.
Alien.
Okay, time out. Alien is not above Halloween. Alien's a great movie. Seen it multiple times. It's not above Halloween.
How is that?
Jesus Christ.
Alien could have been made in the 21st century, such is the strength of its set design, performances, and practical effects. Absolutely nothing about this film has been dated, and it's just as effective today as it was in 1979. Like Halloween, the story is your basic slasher. An alien gets loose on a spaceship and hunts the crew.
Dallas?
But Ridley Scott's assured direction prevents things from getting corny and cliche, and Sigourney Weaver's Ripley is one of the best protagonists in horror history.
Fair,
It is
fair.
perhaps the greatest blending of science
Not better than
fiction and
Jamie Lee
horror
Curtis,
ever
though.
put
Come
to
on,
screen.
bro. Really?
Number 8, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. What isn't
Okay.
scary about a crazed lunatic
Okay.
chasing people with a chainsaw?
I
This is
put
perhaps
Halloween
one of the
above that one,
rawest
too,
and
though.
most visceral films ever released,
definitely
despite
a
showing
must.
no on-screen blood or gore. Made for as little as $80,000, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre has the
Still put
atmosphere of
Halloween
a
above
snuff
it, though.
film. The cheap, low-budget aesthetic lends it a dirty and grimy feeling. Like maybe we're watching something we shouldn't be watching.
Facts.
It's just pure backwoods violence and depravity, and it will likely be too much for some viewers.
Now don't you cry, none. Old Grandpa's the best. It won't hurt a bit.
In fact, the film was highly controversial upon release, with many taking note of its sadistic violence and unsettling storyline.
Boy.
But it's now rightfully regarded as a masterpiece, and Leatherface remains one of horror's most terrifying antagonists.
True.
Oh my goodness, it's the new generation of gaming. Capital One Shopping is
Number 7, Night of the Living Dead.
Okay.
George A. Romero
Yeah.
created,
Okay.
or at least popularized, the zombie genre with Night of the
I
Living
thought
Dead.
this should be higher.
Coming to get you, Barbara.
This is like, if
Those
you want to get
looking
into
for
horror,
Dawn
this
of
is
the
like
Dead
where
style
you
gore need not
start.
apply, as
This is
this
like
movie's
the
violence is
start.
incredibly tame when compared to Romero's later works. But the movie's claustrophobic setting, black and white cinematography, and lack of cinematic flourishes lend it a degree of authenticity, as if we're watching an old home movie of the initial zombie outbreak.
Officials are quoted as explaining that since the brain of a ghoul has
Very
been activated
effective.
by the radiation,
Very effective.
the plan is kill the brain and you kill the ghoul.
The movie also contains an intelligent racial undercurrent, with many seeing Ben as a symbol of domestic racism and an analog to topical figures like Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X.
Just wanted to crush them.
That's interesting.
They
I never looked at it that deep. That's
scattered
deep.
through the air like bugs.
Number 6, Rosemary's Baby. Everyone knows the 60s as a time of great political and cultural
I love-
upheaval, and like
I love this movie. Rosemary's Baby is amazing. But Halloween's above it. This should be like number 9. Alien should be number 10. And then you could put the rest wherever you want. But, alright.
Night of the Living Dead,
All right.
Rosemary's Baby uses horror as a means to explore topical issues. In this case, the women's liberation movement.
Maybe all this is coincidence, but one thing is for sure, they have a coven and they want my baby.
On its surface, Rosemary's Baby is about a pregnant woman who believes that her Satanist neighbors are using her baby as a vessel for the Antichrist. It works wonderfully as a simple horror story, but it's mainly used for allegorical purposes. Rosemary feels progressively helpless throughout the story, unable to turn to anyone for help. Her autonomy is taken away, and she is constantly placed at the whims of outside influences. The feeling of utter vulnerability the movie horrifically captures is scarier than any demon baby.
What have you done to it? What have you done to its eyes?
Number 5, The Exorcist. The Exorcist is touted by many as the scariest film ever made.
I don't know
But
how this
don't
is a
let that
number
distract you
1.
from the movie's genuinely fantastic
I thought they would
execution.
put this at number 1. This is The Exorcist is
It
amazing.
is certainly scary, but it's also an impeccably made movie in its own right. Everyone knows about Reagan's demonic possession, which obviously contributes most of the movie scares.
Amen.
But
Amazing
at its
shot.
core, The Exorcist is a deeply personal tale about Father Damien Karras, a Jesuit priest suffering from a crisis of faith and harboring deep feelings of guilt in his mother's recent death. The movie is about finding God just as much as it's about fighting the devil. The former lends the movie
Facts.
its emotional heft, the latter its iconic and allegedly heart attack-inducing frights.
I think the point is to make us despair.
I don't know how this isn't number 1. We're only halfway through this video. I don't know how this isn't number 1. I really gotta see what they have, because The Exorcist changed a lot in horror. It changed a lot of things, the way people made movies, the way people acted in movies, the set design, the effects that they had, like with the girl's head turning around and then the throw up scene. Like, come on, bro.
To see ourselves as animal and ugly. To reject the possibility that God could love us.
Number 4, The Shining. There have been many haunted house movies.
Okay,
throughout the
well,
years,
they put
but
The Shining,
is the
okay.
greatest of them all.
Hi, Lloyd.
It's the greatest, but you put it at number 4? Interesting.
A little slow tonight, isn't it?
Like many movies on this list, The Shining uses its haunted hotel trap.
I mean, this and The Exorcist can go 1 or 2. It can go 1 or 2. I gotta see what they have for the rest, but these should be. I mean, they're exchangeable. You can put this one first, or you can put The Exorcist first. I gotta see what they have above
Things to
this.
explore deeper and more personal themes. The core story involves the Torrance family moving into a haunted hotel over the winter. Of course, the performances and Stanley
Man,
Kubrick's
Jack
filmmaking
Nicholson,
are both
bro, it's
transcendent.
just
But the
amazing.
movie generates much of its scares from the personal.
Creepy. You're like, oh hell no.
Come and play with us.
Boy, no.
Exploring themes of alcoholism, child abuse, family dysfunction, and cabin fever. The Shining deftly combines its horrifying supernatural scares with a deeply troubling story of mental degradation.
Here's Johnny.
We don't know which aspect is scarier.
Amazing.
Number 3, Bride of Frankenstein. This is widely regarded as director James Whale's masterpiece. And this is
Okay, I understand. I've seen this 1,000 times too. I am a horror fan to the core. But to be above The Shining and The Exorcist, I don't know about that.
The man who gave us classics like The Invisible Man and the original Frankenstein.
I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you.
Horrifying.
So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
Improving on the first film in nearly every way, Bride of Frankenstein may just be the greatest sequel ever made. Boris Karloff returns in his iconic role, and this time he's joined by the classically hairdoed Elsa Lanchester as the bride.
And friend?
The movie is weird and campy, but it also just might be the greatest example of gothic horror ever put to film. It uses Christian imagery to comment on the monster's identity as a man-made abomination, deepening the themes of both the original film and Mary Shelley's source novel.
She's alive! Alive!
It is the perfect distillation of the Frankenstein mythos. Number 2, Jaws. Steven Spielberg's filmography is generally recognized as being magical, fantastical, and whimsical.
What's number 1
and
then?
There's
I'm
Jaws.
confused.
Beach is closed. No swimming. By order of the Amity PD.
Despite
Dracula?
its more grounded story of a man-eating shark plaguing the beaches of Amity Island, Jaws still retains Spielberg's dexterous directorial style. He manages to turn the movie into a cinematic tour de force, complete with thrilling camera work, proficient editing, horrific violence, and iconic musical cues from John Williams. There's also the timeless performances from Roy Scheider, Robert Shaw, and Richard Dreyfuss, who help make the action-packed third act just as fun and dramatic as it is terrifying.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Jaws birthed the summer blockbuster, kept people out of the...
I don't know if I could put this above The Shining, though. Or The Exorcist. I really don't know.
ocean, and permanently altered our perception of sharks. It's
definitely
pure
top
movie
3 or
magic.
4.
I have seen the majority of the movies on this list, and I can agree, everyone interested in horror needs to see
The
them at least
majority?
once. Before we unveil our top
Okay,
pick,
honorable
here are
mentions.
some honorable mentions.
What they left
Get
out?
Out,
Get
a
Out,
nail-biting
okay.
blend of thriller and horror. Jordan
Fair.
Peele's directorial debut is scary and topical.
This bitch is great.
It's too new to be a classic and to be on this top 10, but yes, you need to go watch this.
Bitch is crazy.
The Silence of the Lambs. Anthony Hopkins' Hannibal Lecter will
Yes.
never not be scary.
A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans.
I'll say something about Silence of the Lambs. I don't know if I 100% put it in horror. More is it's a psychological thriller first, then a horror. But amazing. Anthony Hopkins, to die for. Look at those eyes. Nice Chianti.
Rabbit, a terrifying body horror zombie film from director David Cronenberg,
Rabbit?
the master
I've never
of
seen
the
this
genre.
one.
For heaven's sake, what happened to you?
Oh, I can't remember.
I'm not that big on zombie
Carrie,
films.
Stephen King's exploration of bullying
Oh, yeah,
remains relevant
Carrie,
and
yeah.
horrifying.
Agreed. Especially this one. The new one with Chloe Moretz is really good too, but you gotta see this one first. That's what you get.
Scream. Wes Craven's meta nod to the slasher
Yes,
genre perfectly merges
Scream.
horror with comedy.
I'm surprised this is in the top
sorry.
10.
Randy, I thought you were dead. I probably should be. I never thought I'd be so happy to be a virgin.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get
Subscribe
notified
this
about our
channel too,
latest
yeah.
videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
I ain't showing y'all everything. Do that for my
Number
channel
1,
too.
Psycho. Psycho has
Okay.
lost something in
Yeah.
its ascension through the pop
Yeah.
culture consciousness. The
Yeah,
numerous twists
definitely.
are all well known.
Yeah.
So new viewers might not have the same experience as audiences who went in blind back in 1960.
Yes, Mr. Lowry.
Caroline?
Big facts. Gotta watch
Are
this
you still
one.
listening?
I give
No,
this one
Mr.
number
Lowry,
1.
but then
Okay.
she's always a bit late on Monday
Okay.
mornings.
Buzz me the minute she comes in. Call her sister. No one's answering at the house.
But our knowledge of the twists doesn't make Psycho any less enjoyable. The direction,
don't.
cinematography, and performances, particularly that of Anthony Perkins, all remain commendable. And the story can still be enjoyed as a thrilling blend of detective fiction and slasher horror.
We're all in our private traps. clamped in them. And none of us can ever get out. We scratch and claw, but only at the air, only at each other.
The movie also helped pave new ground in regards to cultural norms, including its depictions of on-screen violence and sexuality. Psycho had a profound impact on both cinema and wider American culture. Therefore, it may just be the greatest horror movie ever made.
They'll see, and they'll know, and they'll say, why, she wouldn't even harm a fly.
Do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comment.
Okay. The only thing I would change is I'm bringing The Exorcist to number 2, The Shining to number 3, and Halloween. Halloween could be either 4 or 5. Those are must watches. And I'm going to add an extra one, Hereditary. If you have not seen Hereditary, you need to go watch Hereditary. I mean, I don't say instant classic for many things, but Hereditary is a must watch. But anyways, guys, appreciate y'all for being here. Hope y'all enjoyed. Maybe y'all ate with me. Maybe y'all didn't. It's cool. Oh, chicken. Anyways, appreciate y'all for being here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and ring that bell. Appreciate y'all for being here. Love y'all. See y'all in the next video. Deuces.